9:17, everybody, and if you think you know everything there is to know about New York City, well, a new TV show will prove you wrong.
Yes, the NYC Field Guide, How to Thrive in the Five, provides insider info about the Big Apple, and it's hosted by Emmy Award winner Michela Birmingham, who joins us this morning. Michela, thank you for being here.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
So explain what this is. What are you exploring in the show?
Well, living in the city doesn't come with a manual,
right.
So we made a TV show.
Cool.
And the NYC Field Guide is really like a handbook to the city for both longtime New Yorkers and visitors. Everything from how to find an apartment to how to ride the subway to how to select a school for your child is covered. So we talk to experts, we talk to city agency representatives, and we talk to the public and sort of crowdsourced all those hacks and tips for the best way to thrive in the 5 boroughs.
I love it. And one of those hacks, of course, is about the subways, which is about the newest episode. We're going to play a clip. You went right to the source for this one.
This is the little secret. When you're standing on a platform and you look up, each platform's going to have a sign hanging. We call it zebra stripes, and they're black and white striped signs. That's the position when the train pulls in that the conductor will be in. So there'll be someone on that train car.
That's a pro tip, Chief. Thank you. I like it.
Wait a second. So if you stand right there, every time the train pulls in, that's the subway car that has the I've seen those before. I never knew what that meant. Oh, that's crazy.
Exactly. So if you're ever trying to meet a friend on the train, you know, sometimes they say, let's meet on the platform of the A train or whatever, and it's impossible to figure it out. Just go by the zebra stripes.
Look at that.
And also, of course, if you're concerned about safety, go to the zebra stripes and feel good about yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what else did you talk to the chief about? Anything on the train?
We talked about a whole host of factors. I mean, I think the big takeaway for me is that 4 million people average every day on our New York City subway system. Yeah. That is the entire population of Los Angeles. So we are back. People are riding the subways. We have innovative ways of getting in and out. You know, the Omni swipe option is great. And not only is it easy and, you know, quicker than, you know, taking out money, it's actually keeping you safe because you don't have to take out your wallet, you don't have to fumble with cards and maybe drop or lose something. So, you know, I think the subway is really sort of the jewel in the artery of our city.
I want you to take a look at a graphic we're going to throw up right now. Okay, Dave, throw that up for me and tell us what exactly we're looking at here and how this kind of helps everybody out. We've seen these train cars before and what this seat placement all means.
Well, you know, in the Field Guide, we like to have a little fun. So we're not all business. We do have, you know, our different New York, you know, opinions and views, and there is sometimes no right answer. But with respect to how to choose your seat on the subway, it really does depend on what kind of trip you're taking.
So if you walked in, we should be deciding where we would sit.
What do you guys think is the optimal seat?
And every seat is empty right there.
Every seat is empty. What would you pick?
5.
5.
Okay, and why do you pick 5?
Because you're up against the barrier and you have to fight legroom, or 1 and 2 you do.
And you're near the door.
Most people choose 5, or, I mean, I like a 2 because you're sort of isolated.
Oh.
Maybe you want to read a book, maybe you,
so you feel like you're stuck in there.
If you're on the train for a while, like you're saving all of that back and forth in front of you, sometimes you just want to be out of the fray. So again, personal opinion.
Yeah, totally.
And we did ask some New Yorkers what they thought, and you know, the opinions really did vary.
Okay, let's hear that.
It's the prime seat. 5. 5? Oh, yeah. Why do you say 5 is the prime?
Because if I have to get out, it's the quickest one to the door.
5.
Why is that one good?
Closer to the door.
Right. I'm with them.
Yep. I mean, we did also talk about the time where maybe you have to do a last-minute makeup touch-up or, you know, something like that. Maybe you want to be on one of the seats that are angled to the side for a little more, you know, personal space, but it does, again, vary.
Yeah. What's something that you learned from the show, from doing the show and hosting it, that you didn't know about New York?
I think for me, one of the biggest things I learned was that so many of our best innovations and the jewels of our city, from our parks on piers to, you know, the way we send kids to school on an island, on Governor's Island, were all born out of resilience. You know, when we met a challenge with a creative solution, all of these things from, you know, even our community gardens were things that started because local New Yorkers were saying there's a better way to do this. We deserve better. And from that, we have all of these incredible gifts, which we highlight in the series.
I know you shot a whole episode on this, so I don't know if you can narrow it down, but I'm really interested in how to pick a school for your child. What's your best tip?
My best tip is to sign up for the Department of Education's account. If you go right to their website, step one is you have to get in their system and set up your profile. The other thing that I didn't know is that every kindergarten student is automatically enrolled in a savings account.
Yes.
And they put money in it. There's literally money given to your automatically. You just have to opt out if you don't want it. So if you have a child in school, they have this account. The Department of Education makes it really easy for you to, sort of start with that profile and then follow the steps to the selection process. And it is complicated at first to sort of grasp, but they break it down with a lot of, really simple videos and graphics to sort of help explain how the selection process works and how you can optimize your choices for what your child's needs are.
Okay,
Good
great.
stuff. All right, good all around. To pick up more of these tips, you can watch the NYC Field Guide Wednesday nights on NYC Life, which is Channel 25, in case you were wondering. Good stuff. Thank you.